Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video where I'll be reviewing 4 films that I've just recently watched at the cinema. In tonight's episode we'll be looking at the new Scary Movie film, Disclosure Day, Supergirl, and the latest Jackass film, Jackass Best and Last. But first, Scary Movie, also known as Scary Movie Part 6. It was directed by Michael Titus, runs 96 minutes and cost 30 million to make. However, it's been a great success. It's made back 224 million and is one of the most successful in the series. It's interesting that the Wayans brothers have returned to the franchise for the first time since the first 2 movies. Scary Movie 2 came out in 2001. So it's been a long time since they're back as the creative team of writers. It's also good that Anna Faris and Regina Hall are reunited as Cindy and Brenda. So the film pokes fun at the current trend of legacy sequels, reboots, requels and elevated horror. So there's lots of spoofs to other films such as Scream 6, Megan, Smile, Terrifier, Longlegs, so loads of little references. So the Wayans brothers wanted the film to feel closer in style to the first 2 Scary Movies, with fast-paced jokes and outrageous comedy. However, it's had some negative reviews, mostly from the Gen Z crowd and the LGBT crowd, because the film makes fun of pronouns. There's a great joke in the trailer which features the pronoun joke. It's been really controversial. However, that's one of the reasons why I like the film so much, because it makes fun of the Gen Z crowd. And they don't seem to have a sense of humour, like they can't make fun of themselves, they have to take themselves totally serious, which is ridiculous because when you think of the pronouns that they use, the they, them, they should have a bit of fun instead of taking it so seriously. So I think it's quite a brave film, actually. There's not many comedies that make fun of the Gen Z LGBTQ audience. And it's also great to see Anna Faris back as Cindy. She really makes the Scary Movie films for me. So this could maybe be my favourite in the whole lot. I actually found it really funny, so I think I'd give this one an 8 out of 10.
My God, he stabbed her! Not her! My pronouns are they, them. He stabbed them!
Next, we'll be looking at Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg film. He actually produced and directed it. It stars Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. The music was by John Williams again, and this is his 13th collaboration with Steven Spielberg. The film's a bit long though, it runs 145 minutes, and it cost 115 million to make, and it's made back 221.4 million. So this marks Steven Spielberg's return to alien science fiction. His other classics were Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. So the story follows a cybersecurity expert and a meteorologist who uncover a massive government conspiracy connected with extraterrestrial life. And Spielberg said the film was inspired partly by recent public interest in UAPs and real-world discussions about government transparency. The ending is intentionally ambiguous, encouraging audiences to debate humanity's future rather than providing all the answers. So for me it was very much like Close Encounters from 1977, but it's not as good as that classic. For me the film was so hyped up, and there was theories that it could possibly even include a real alien spacecraft. However, that's not the case. So for me, although I enjoyed the film, it's nearly 2.5 hours long, so I had a problem with the length of it. It takes too long to get to the actual alien disclosure part, the final act. However, it is excellent, the final act. It's a pity it takes so long to get to it. However, the film does have great actors and characters. I especially like Emily Blunt's character. She's actually a great actress and she's been in a lot of good films. There's also some good action sequences. There's a great car chase and it also involves a train sequence. However, there was too much time spent on the alien artifact that was being used by Colin Firth's character. But it's still a good film. But however, it's not a patch on the classic Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But I'll still give it an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it.
Are they people?
No. Next, I'll be looking at Supergirl. It was directed by Craig Gillespie and stars Millie Alcock. And this is almost a direct sequel from the 2025 Superman. It runs 108 minutes. It cost 186 million to make. However, it's up to now it's only made 107 million. It's an absolute disaster commercially, and it's lost the company millions. So Millie Alcock, she trained several months before filming, combining strength work, stunt rehearsals and wire training. And the director, Craig Gillespie, wanted the film to feel more like a science fiction film than a traditional superhero movie. So he wanted it to stand apart from Superman. So this is the second theatrical film in the rebooted DC universe, overseen by James Gunn. So I wasn't expecting much because of the bad press about the film. Well, I actually quite enjoyed it. It's not as bad as people say, but by no means a classic, but I've definitely seen worse. I definitely enjoyed it a heck of a lot more than the 2025 Superman. I thought that was rubbish. I hated that. The best Superman film's the 1978 version with Christopher Reeve. That's a masterpiece, probably one of the best superhero films ever made. I actually thought Millie Alcock was quite good. There's a lot of discussion about her appearance, saying she doesn't look right. But I think her looks actually grow on you when you watch the movie. I think the problem, because it's done so badly, I think the problem's not so much the film, but I think it's more to do with there's been way too many superhero films recently. And I think the public are getting sort of like jaded with it. I know I am. It'll be interesting to see how the Spider-Man film does later in the month, if that film's successful. I also thought it was good that there was some darker moments in the film, which I liked. I didn't want it too campy, but I still thought the dog was annoying. The dog with superpowers and the cameo of Superman. He's really annoying. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I'd actually give this film about a 7 out of 10. And finally, we've got Jackass, Best and Last. This is the final Jackass film. It was directed by Jeff Tremaine. It's the fifth and final film in the series. It runs 92 minutes, cost 10 million, and it's made back currently 21 million. And it stars Johnny Knoxville and all the rest of the gang. So this was really intended as the final, because Johnny Knoxville has described the film as a natural place in the Jackass movie series. And it's actually a mixture of new material and old material, which really surprised me. I was expecting it all to be new footage, but the majority of the film's actually unseen older footage. This is partly to do with Johnny Knoxville had to be more careful than usual following the serious injuries that he suffered during the making of Jackass Forever, which include concussion, a broken wrist, broken rib, even had brain hemorrhage, so he had to avoid stunts that carried a high risk. The franchise of Jackass started as an original MTV series that aired from 2000. and it's continued with multiple films and spin-offs. So the movie kind of celebrates 25 years of Jackass, and it's presented as a farewell celebration. That's why there's a lot of old footage. But I didn't expect so much unseen old footage, and this kind of made it disappointing for me. I'd rather see them do their own new stunts. So the new stuff involves a robot giving an anal examination, which is kind of funny. And there's lots of jokes involving shit. And it's actually a bit sad at the end. It's almost emotional, where the final song, My Way, kind of ends the film on a sad note. But for me, the stunts and everything, after a while, they become a bit boring for me, a bit samey, same old stuff. I'm not a prude, but there was a bit too much male nudity. So personally, I don't want to see any dicks. There's loads in this. It wasn't really for me, so I'd give this one a 6 out of 10.
Reminder, the stunts in this movie were performed by professionals.
Hi, I'm Wee Man.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and next time I'll be looking at the new Evil Dead film, Evil Dead Burn. Then I'll also be looking at the new Christopher Nolan film, The Odyssey. Then the new Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then I'll be looking at an interesting film. It's the 50th anniversary of Taxi Driver, so it's getting a cinema release. The 1976 film starring Robert De Niro. So look out for them 4 reviews coming soon. See you everyone. Bye. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.